Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for Just Ask Jay here on Facebook. And I have the most amazing guest today, and I'm so excited. Hello, everybody, and hello, Facebook land. And guys, I'm super freaking pumped today because I have the most beautiful person that I've known for a long time, and she's a buddy of mine, but she's also very talented and amazing. And she's actually the lady who drew my cards. So you're going to get to learn a little bit about her. But before we do start, I want everybody to say hi and where you're from. Hi, guys. How are you? Oh, my God. Made it as a top fan. Oh, you guys are so amazing. Hi, Louise. It's so nice to see you. Hi, Carla. How's everybody doing tonight in Facebook land? Are you ready to talk to the beautiful Lauri Loewenberg? Because I'm going to tell you I am. You made it, Monique. Yay. I was all excited about that. But it's so nice to see everybody. And, oh, you lost your top fan status. That's okay, Louise. All you have to do is interact. But, guys, as you're coming on, please share this. I want the whole world to be able to meet beautiful Lauri Loewenberg. And of course, we are in Canada, but Lauri is from Florida. And I'm so excited because if you don't know who Lauri is, and I'm going to bring up a picture because you guys are going to fall over. She's absolutely gorgeous. But Lauri is a dream expert, and she's a professional dream analyst, author of Dream It, Unlock Your Dreams, Change Your Life. And you know what? She's one of the most popular guests on morning radio shows, logged over 10,000 interview guys. That's crazy. Look how cute she is. She's amazing. Now, she's been a recurring guest on Dr. Oz. I know I've seen her twice on Dr. Oz, but I think she's been on Dr. Oz a lot more than twice. Today's show, the Steve Harvey show, live with Kelly and Ryan. That's amazing. And, right here, look at this. Oh, my God. So for sure. And, who gets to be in bed with all these people? I mean, honestly, guys, so excited. And, she's been on Anderson Cooper. She's, and here she is with Dr. Oz. I love this guy. And I mean, I'm telling you, it's just amazing. And even the Steve Harvey show, and I love Steve Harvey. I think he's hilarious. He's just so amazing. Bring on Lauri, and she's been on so many things. I mean, I could go on and on. If I had to just, talk about TV shows, Katie Couric, The View, Good Morning America, Anderson Cooper, Fox News, Bethany Show, CNN Special, on and on and on. She had her own show on Discovery Health called Your Wildest Dreams. She's contributed on her dreaming, mind, numerous papers, blogs, that kind of thing. Cosmo. Oh, girls, Cosmo. Oh, yeah. Glamour, Esquire, Maxim, Women's Day, Harper's, Bazaar, Wall Street Journal, I mean, I can stay here all day just for this. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. Now, Lauri is a really amazing artist. We're going to talk about that. And, she drew my cards, but she's also a pinup artist. And I'm so excited to have her here. So, guys, you're going to want to meet her. Now, before we start, guys, make sure that you share this. I want as many viewers as possible to meet this little cookie right here. So here we go, Lauri Loewenberg. How are you, darling?
Hello, my love.
I am fantastic. And it's so nice to see you, Lauri. And thank you so much, for taking the time to be with us here, on Facebook Live. So it's really exciting. And, we've known each other for how long now?
At least 5 years.
Oh, I think longer, maybe just a little longer, because, I remember asking my mother to send me a dream expert because my mother passed away. My mother used to interpret my dreams all the time. And, she didn't do it much like you did. She wasn't, trained psychologically to deal with that aspect of dreaming, but she had a really good sense about it. And it's funny, about maybe 3-4 days after she passed, I asked her, I was actually giving her a hack, and I told her, who the hell's going to interpret my dreams? And you requested me as a friend, I think, that afternoon. It was amazing. And when I saw that, I took it as a sign, but it was amazing. But thank you and welcome, Lauri.
I'm happy to be here. I appreciate you asking me to come on your show. I do anything for you.
Oh, you're so sweet. And everybody, I'm so excited because It was funny, Lauri had asked me to do a show, Dreaming of the Dead. Remember that one, Lauri?
Yes, when I was doing my blog talk show. Yeah.
Yes. And it was interesting because you and I had never really spoken. We did this show, and I always believe that the dream world is the gateway to the other side because I've had my experiences, but especially working on these cards really taught me a lot about the way you interpret dreams as well. And it's amazing how that worked hand in hand with me and my interpretation. So I found that interesting. But what I really liked from that show is that we got to know each other. And for everybody out there, it was interesting because I remember sort of like creeping out your Facebook page when I first met you. And there was a picture of a woman drowning. I don't know if you remember that one. Underwater?
Oh, I think that's a piece of art I created to illustrate a drowning dream.
Yes, but it was amazing. But it really hit home for me because that was the way that I had passed. Back on July 7th, years ago, I had a drowning, and I drowned for about 9 minutes, and I had of course, my experience. But that picture really kind of, affected me. And at that point I said, Lauri, we're going to have to work together. And we got to do that. So, tell me about your pinup art, because I think, first of all, and I got to show this to everybody because you're so talented. It's absolutely crazy. But here is one especially, and I'm just going to highlight it here for a second, Lauri, but isn't that absolutely amazing? I love it. Now, Lauri, tell me a little bit about your pinup art and how you started doing that as well.
Yeah, well, it's thanks to dreams is why I do it. What I do is I paint you as a pinup model. So I'll take your face and I will create a beautiful pinup pose for you, the clothing, So it's a lot of fun. It's a good niche that I found.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
That's actually a recreation of a classic Elvgren pinup from the 50s. This client wanted me to draw her as that classic pinup. So with her husband's car as opposed to the car that was originally in the pinup. So I can create you as a classic pinup or a completely original pinup. And, it's a fun way to immortalize your inner bombshell.
Yes, that's true. I thought of getting a little psychic with the crystal ball done, or something silly, but I can't wait.
That would be really cute.
I think so too. I love the way you did Lorelei, actually, and I noticed you're wearing one of her necklaces today. Yeah, she's amazing. But this one here, tell me about this one here. This one is absolutely stunning.
This one's oil. Most of what I do is in color pencil, but I'll do oil upon request. And this is also a recreation of a classic Elvgren pinup. She wanted to be recreated as that painting as well. And I don't know if you can tell, in the sheer curtains, I added my crystal moon powder.
I love it.
So it really sparkles when you walk by it. It shimmers like diamonds.
Oh, it is absolutely breathtaking. And I love all of your pinup. And, everybody, just to let you know, Lauri has a site here on Facebook as well. And she is taking requests for pinups, but she's absolutely amazing. You got to go look at her collection because it's really quite impressive. The Marilyn, the Jimi Hendrix. I love absolutely everything you do, and
Lauri, 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 the pinup artist is my pinup page on Facebook.
Yes. And speaking of which, you're also the most amazing dream expert I know. And you're amazing. And even these cards, like I'm going to bring one up because this is the very first one you drew. Remember this guy here? Sebastian the snake. And I still remember him because we drew the little hematite crown on his head and everything. But when you interpreted, this here, I found it so interesting because you were talking really and essentially about the snake being like representing toxins or poisonous situations. And that's kind of how I express it as well, toxic people or situations in your life, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's how dreams work.
Yes.
If you dream of a snake, it's most likely going to symbolize someone in your life that is toxic and low down, dirty behavior. Snakes are low down to the ground.
Yes.
Sometimes a snake in a dream can symbolize healing that is to take place, either physical healing in your body or emotional healing that you need to go through. Because snakes are used in the symbol for physicians, the caduceus, the two snakes wrapped around the staff. We see them on ambulances and drugstores and hospitals. So the subconscious will also equate health and healing with the snake as well.
Yes. And it's funny because, that's the card that I uploaded for this, specifically for this, because it was my favorite, Sebastian. And we had a very first question here, actually. Tracy Wynn asked about snakes. So, she keeps having dreams of snakes, sleeping or awake, and she was wondering why she kept on seeing them.
Okay. So if you keep getting the same dream or the same symbol or theme in a dream, there's two main reasons that's happening. First of all, it's because it's connected to an ongoing situation. So for as long as this situation continues, so will the dream. Or it's connected to a recurring behavior pattern. Every time you exhibit the behavior, you get the dream connected to it. So let's figure out what it is for her. Snakes, as we talked about, are usually symbolic of some kind of toxic person in your life. So is there someone, first, can you pinpoint how long you've been having this dream? Has it been for years, like 10 years? So has there been a toxic person in your life for 10 years now, like a family member, a spouse, a coworker? Snakes also can symbolize a male, hence their shape. So is it a male person that's toxic in your life?
Mm-hmm.
You also mentioned that the snake is sometimes asleep, sometimes awake. That's an important detail. Every little detail in a dream is important. Nothing is to be ignored and nothing is random. So when the snake is asleep, that's a good indication that at the time of the dream, this toxic situation or this toxic person might feel like it's dormant, calm, not an issue. But when the snake is awake, this could be it could be a warning that this toxic person is beginning, the toxic behavior is beginning, and your dream is trying to get you to wake up, open your eyes, and be aware of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can take care of that situation or somehow remove yourself from that person, the dream will stop.
Mm. That's amazing, Lauri. And there's so many people asking questions now, guys. As you're coming on, thank you so much for joining us here. Just to let you know, my name is Jay Lane. I'm a psychic medium from Northern Ontario. For those of you just joining, Just Ask Jay here. And I do these shows on Tuesday, and I have the most incredible guest with me today, who is Lauri Loewenberg, dream expert. And you're going to want to check out her website. And I'm so excited to have her here. But Lauri, you got a lot of questions coming through. But if you wanted to, you could check out Lauri's website, lauriloewenberg.com, or you could certainly go over to Facebook, Lauri the Dream Expert or Lauri the Pinup Artist, because Lauri is multi-talented. Now, Lauri, we have a lot of questions come in. So we're going to take a couple questions here and there. And, hopefully we're not putting you on the spot, but I absolutely love the fact that you do dream readings and mini dream readings. And could you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know that you've interpreted one dream that I had such a difficult time with. And it was so real for me and so it affected me to the point, and you just told me 3 things about that dream that just clicked with me right away. I knew exactly what stress was bringing this on. And when I was able to understand the psychology behind that dream and why I was dreaming it, my problem went away. I stopped dreaming that, and I was able to heal so quickly. So what you do is such an amazing service. I mean, I deal with consciousness, but you dream with it on a psychological sense, because I'm not trained that way, but it really, really helps. So tell us about your dream readings.
Okay, so I do private dream readings on the phone. You can go to lauriloewenberg.com. It doesn't matter how you spell it, lauriloewenberg.com, and we can set it up. So what I do with the dream reading is I will tell you what every single thing in your dream means. Nothing is random. Nothing should be ignored, even down to the color of the shirt that you're wearing. Whatever anyone says to you, any object, any character, everything in the dream is connected to what's going on in your waking life right now. And most often is connected with a current issue that you're trying to deal with. And that's why we dream. We dream to figure life out, to get our life, to get our situations right, which is why we say, when faced with a dilemma, let me sleep on it, because we're really dreaming on it. That's when we're doing our best thinking. So I'll help you completely understand the dream, find the issue it's connected to, and also find the advice and the wisdom and the answer your dream is giving you in order to handle that situation.
That's amazing, Lauri. And you know what? There's so many questions here, and there are so many people that have the most amazing questions. So I'm going to put a couple up here. And, Christy O'Brien, and I'm sure you could read that. Can you see it from your screen?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So about waterfalls and the only one who survives the waterfall.
Interesting. Okay. So again, we have a recurring dream, which means it's connected to either an ongoing issue or a recurring behavior pattern. Waterfalls, and I'm the only one who survives it. And that's interesting to me because waterfalls are typically a very good sign of a cleansing that you're going through and getting rid of negativity and frustration or some kind of bad situation. You're cleansing yourself of it, but this sounds like a treacherous waterfall. So I'm thinking, again, this is going to have to do with an emotional situation, and the falling is what's concerning me about this dream, because usually falling in a dream is about something going in the wrong direction, something not progressing, you feeling unsupported or unstable in the situation. It can even indicate a fall into a depression.
Mm-hmm.
So you may get this whenever, if you suffer from depression, this could be a warning your subconscious is giving you that you're about to fall into another one. Or you just may get it whenever you're getting a big letdown in waking life, and something, brings you down spiritually, or just isn't working out for you. But I love how you're the only one who survives. Don't worry about the other people. The only thing that matters in the dream is you, and this is your dream telling you, okay, things don't feel like they're going so great right now, but you're going to survive this. Mm-hmm. You're going to get on the other side of this, and you're going to be fine. So this dream's giving you a really good piece of advice. Just hang in there. You're going to be okay.
That's amazing. And, it's amazing the psychology of certain dreams, and even the way we worked on these cards. I remember you and I talking about certain symbolisms.
Oh, yes. The butterfly is my favorite dream symbol.
Me too.
It symbolizes going through a transition and coming out on the other side better and wiser and stronger. Mm-hmm. Just as a butterfly comes out of the cocoon, a better creature than it was before it went in.
Yeah, and I love this. The way I interpret this card is really people see, the death and the rebirth, just as a butterfly cocoons itself before, it's a little caterpillar, and then it cocoons itself, becomes a beautiful butterfly. So that transitional phase, and going through many, many phases and changes imminent, and of course I did these with reverse meanings, meaning like the end of a situation or the death of a situation or a person, the ending of something. But I found this very interesting, the way you interpreted this card, and I absolutely love the golden cocoon and the way you did the wings with this. It was amazing. And we talked about the different stones, but I love that one as well. And when we talked about, we have an interesting story about this one card, Lauri. I don't know if you remember this, but you had sent me 50 symbols, good luck symbols, and I had gone outside and I had this big dragonfly thing happen. And when I came in, the PDF file that you sent me was on page 6, and it was right onto the dragonfly. And I had just experienced this massive dragonfly outside, and I knew that was my good luck symbol, Lady Luck. And she's absolutely gorgeous with her little emerald eyes. So I was really happy. And dragonflies, are they kind of the same as butterflies in dreams?
Dragonflies, actually, they tend to be more a play on words.
Okay.
Dreams will do that. Dreams can be very punny. They love wordplay. So a dragonfly, or even a dragon in a dream, can be a play on the word on something that is dragging on and on. But the dragonfly aspect of it is letting you know that it may feel like this situation is dragging on, but you're going to have the ability to rise above it and move on.
That's amazing. I have someone that asked the most amazing question here, and I have to put it up. But she dreams, and Leanne, thank you so much for writing. She dreams of pulling handfuls of hair out of her mouth. Like, yuck. I can't even imagine. But what's that all about, Lauri?
Okay. See, here's what I love about dreams. They are an endless source of entertainment.
Yeah, they are.
The imagery sometimes is great. So she dreams of pulling handfuls of hair out of her mouth as she's in front of people and embarrassed. Well, yes, that's gross.
Yeah, it is.
Here's what it means. Anything having to do with your mouth, your throat, your teeth, your tongue in a dream is going to be connected to the way you communicate in real life. Now, in this dream, you're pulling hair out. Hair is another important symbol in dreams. It's going to symbolize what's on your mind, your ideas, your thoughts, because like hair, your ideas and thoughts sprout from the head. So this dream comes to you, I would bet the farm, this dream comes to you every time you need to speak your mind. Instead of holding it in, speak your mind. But you're also embarrassed in the dream, so we need to pay attention to that. That's a little warning, a friendly little warning from your subconscious that, yeah, speak what's on your mind, but be tactful so that you don't, look bad after you've said something.
Wow. You know what, Lauri, that makes so much sense, when you really think about it. But I mean, a lot of people wouldn't know what these symbols mean, it's to piece everything together. But I remember that one, like I said, that one dream that I had was just it's the way you described it. It's like, you asked me one question, did this happen recently? Like, I'm going, yes. It's like, how do you know that without, being like psychic like me or, like feeling things?
It can feel like a psychic reading.
It is. Not. But it is really essentially because you help people heal.
Yeah. Symbols in the dream, because I understand the symbology so well, the symbols in your dream tell me what's going on.
Yeah. And, this one here again, mouth, tooth.
You're missing a tooth in a dream. Okay. We have a lot of teeth dreams. Teeth dreams are really common, but of course, everyone has their own variation. The most common one is your teeth are falling out and you're like trying to catch them and put them back in. So this, Allie, has one tooth missing in a dream. So again, it's going to be about communication. And when you're losing teeth or missing teeth in a dream, that's usually about saying something you shouldn't have said, saying something you should put back in your mouth and keep there. So this is like the opposite of the pulling the hair out, which was telling her to speak her mind. This one is saying, be careful.
Zip it.
So it's a balance. Communication is a balance. You got to know what to say and when to say it and what not to say. So
that's true.
Next time you get this dream, look at the day before and ask yourself if you did say something you shouldn't have said. And I bet you probably did.
Yeah. This is one I can so relate to because I used to have a recurring dream of being about this big and being chased by a bear. And I would wake up, of course, before the bear would catch me. But Angelique Gervais says the same thing. Why do I always, I'm running from a bear? And I haven't had that dream since I'm young, but.
It sounds like you get this dream a lot because you said always. So again, it's going to be connected to either an issue that's been going on and on forever or a recurring behavior pattern. Running from something in a dream is a good indication that you are avoiding something in real life. There's some issue, some situation, some confrontation you need to have, but you're running from it rather than facing it and dealing with it. Now, the bear is a good clue as to what that might be. A bear can symbolize a person that is overbearing, like a mother-in-law or, someone who just seems really overbearing to you. Or it could just be that the situation feels overbearing. It's too much to bear. So the next time you get the dream, look at the day before. And I keep saying that because our dreams are always going to be connected to something from the day before. Our dreams are a continuation of the previous day. So look at the day before and ask yourself, what did I avoid handling? What did I avoid saying? Who did I avoid? What did I run from? And then when you can pinpoint it, then you need to take care of it. And if you change that behavior of handling things right when they come up rather than letting them progress and continuing to run from them, if you change that behavior, the dream will stop. It won't have a reason to come back.
Yeah, that's great. I can relate to a couple here also, like your general dreams about flying, I love that. Yeah, the old.
Yes, flying dreams are great. They're like,
I love them.
probably if your dreams were to grade your waking life behavior, the flying dream would be an A plus. Because we will get that dream when we've done a really good job in real life, when we've handled a situation well, when we've reached a certain level, when we've accomplished a goal, when we're feeling empowered, when something's making our spirit feel like soaring, when we're feeling like we've risen above a difficult situation. So I hope you get that dream a lot. They're fun, and they're also a great pat on the back from your subconscious.
That's really great. And this one here also, I hear a lot of people talking about vivid dreams during pregnancy.
Yes, dreams are crazy during pregnancy. The reason why is because your progesterone levels are through the roof during pregnancy, and this will affect your REM sleep. You will spend more time in REM sleep than an average person. And your dreams will be crazy because on top of having more intense REM sleep, you also have a lot going on psychologically with when you're making a baby. There's a lot of worries, a lot of concerns, a lot of things you can't do anymore, a lot of preparation, just all kinds of things. So that's why. And if you are pregnant right now, don't let the dreams worry you. You're just, your REM is kind of like on steroids right now. And I wish you a speedy and healthy birth.
Oh, that's amazing. I have Renee here that asks about elephants.
Elephants. Okay, so elephants are most known for having a good memory. So you may dream of an elephant whenever there's some lesson from the past you need to remember. But they're also known, there's a common saying, the elephant in the room. So if the elephant in your dream could symbolize some kind of big issue you need to bring up and talk about and handle rather than pretending it's not there. A third thing that an elephant can symbolize is having a thick skin. Elephants have very thick skin. So is something going on at the time of this dream where you need to have a thick skin and not let something bother you?
That's so good. And it you know what? Again, just flows so well. And it's to interpret those things. We don't think of those things, This is one I get a lot. Am I going to die because I dreamt of death? And I tell people, no.
No. Okay, so death dreams are scary.
They are.
They feel so real, and you actually you mourn, whoever you dreamt of dying, or if you're the one that dies in the dream, it's scary. And your default thought when you wake up is, oh crap, am I going to die? Remember, dreams are symbolic. If you look at it literally, you will not get the message at all. Dreams are symbolic. So death to the dreaming mind is about some kind of change or ending. Death is the end of life. Mm-hmm. To the dreaming mind, death is the end of life as you now know it. So some phase of your life is coming to an end so that there can be room for something new to emerge. Something's changing, something's ending. So your dream is presenting this change or ending to you in the form of a death so you can let go of it and realize, okay, this is an end. I need to let this go so I can move on into what awaits me around the corner. So these dreams can be good.
Yes, they can be good, Ashley, and healing. I know that, some of these dreams for myself, my mother used to say, when you dream of a death, it meant a pregnancy. And it was funny because we'd always hear of a pregnancy somewhere, and this was, of course, a wives' tale. And, but the thing is that it always happened that way. And then people will say, well, if you dream of a pregnancy, then it's a death. And this is like old wives' tale again, But what is a pregnancy then?
Okay, a pregnancy dream, and especially if you're not trying to get pregnant and you're not pregnant, and you dream that you're pregnant, doesn't mean you need to go pee on a stick. What that means is that something new is growing and developing. Something is in the gestation phase. So it could be, a lot of women will get this dream when they're working on a degree.
Okay.
Something that's in the process of being built and growing, just as the baby in the belly is being developed, that will result in a new life for you. That's why it's so common when women go back to school or work on their degree, or if you're about to get a new job or promotion or maybe a new relationship. So ask yourself what's in the gestation phase, what is developing, and your dream is showing it to you in the form of a pregnancy. So you will look at it as such and realize this is something that's going, like a baby is going to need my care, love, and attention in order for it and for me to reach my full potential.
Okay. This one here is quite interesting. You know how you're just falling asleep and then all of a sudden you just, you either fall and then it's like, oh my God.
Jerk awake. Okay, Amanda, that is called the hypnic jerk. And here's why we get that. As we fall asleep, our muscle control slowly falls away. And in order so that once we enter REM sleep, we are actually literally paralyzed so that we don't get up and act out our dream. So when we're falling asleep and we're losing our muscle control, it feels like falling, which is why we call it falling asleep. And sometimes, and you'll find that you'll jerk yourself awake when you've not had good sleep lately, or you're going to bed overtired.
Yes.
And so as you drift off, you kind of get stuck in the awake asleep stage, and then you think you really are falling, even though it's just your muscles falling away, and you'll jerk awake. I've done that, and I've kicked the wall, and I've kicked my husband.
Or you just wake up and it's like, what the heck? I felt like I was falling, or going down a step and you missed it, that kind of.
Yeah, there'll sometimes be a little dreamlet happening, and you're walking along and you trip.
Yeah, exactly. So, wow. But there's so many, and this one here is kind of interesting because I get premonition dreams. And, I remember once, and I wrote about this, I dreamt that my father had told me that my sister was going to have a heart attack by 4:00 the next day, and that I had to call her. And it was funny because he had made me hug her like this, and her arms were to her side, and she was under this, when you're going through interrogation, the police, it was just the light. It was a dark room with her underneath this pendant light, and I was hugging her, and I could feel her chest pains. And so I woke up and I told Brad, I got to call her. He goes, are you crazy? Winnipeg's an hour behind. You're going to have to wait. So I waited till 6 a.m., 5 a.m. her time, and I called her. And I asked her, do you have chest pains? And she said, no. I said, I was up at 3:00 this morning having this terrible dream that you're going to have a heart attack. And Dad told me that this was going to happen, by 4:00. And she laughed at me. She thought I was crazy. She says, I made pierogies late. I had a little bit of heartburn because I ate too late. Everything's fine. But she went for a walk at 3:30, Lauri, and at 4:00, the lady across from the school found my sister hanging on to a chain link fence, having a massive heart attack. It was 4:00 in the afternoon that same day. And she was rushed, airlifted, and revived some shocks to her body. And she was in intensive care for almost 3.5 weeks. And it scared the living daylights out of me, because now when I have a dream that's so vivid like that, or my dad comes to me, right away I assume it's going to happen, because usually they happen within 2 to 3 weeks, But Beverly says she kept on dreaming of looking for someone in real life, and then her son Michael went missing. They found him dead 2.5 days later. So do you deal with a lot, or do you experience people with premonitions like that?
I hear about it a lot, and I'm so sorry about that, Beverly.
It's sad. Yes.
Typically our dreams are about right now, about ourselves and about right now and what's going on in our life and our issues in our mind and in our heart.
Yes.
But they can be precognitive. They can be a gateway to the collective unconscious, and they can, show us a little glimpse of what's around the corner. There's ton, and people report it to me a lot, and there's tons of historic cases of like Mark Twain dreamt of his brother's death, and all the details in it were to a T.
Wow.
Even down to the color of the flowers the nurse was carrying.
Oh my God.
It can happen, but that being said, don't look at all your dreams that way.
No.
You're going to freak yourself out.
Well, that's what I tell people all the time, because if I had to start paying attention like that all the time, I tell you, I'd never get any sleep, And the thing is, I write them down. I have my dream journal. Yes, and I've been journaling for about 13 or 14 years now. Yeah, and so I have a lot of them, but the thing is, they have a lot of meaning to me, and sometimes it is, things being worked out, and sometimes it is like signs for me or messages for me, that kind of thing. We have a wonderful guest on from my hometown, actually, Lauri, and her name is Dawn. And Dawn was so gracious as to accept an invitation to come here today, but she has this interesting dream, and I thought I'd let you speak with her. So we're going to bring Dawn on. Here we go. And I am going to just move over like this and let you speak to, whoops, I can't do the two like that. So I'm going to try this again. Here we go. We're going to do like this. And I'm just going to leave it like this. So Dawn, very nice to meet you, by the way. You're from Sudbury?
I am.
And it's very nice to meet you. And this is Lauri. And I'm so excited.
Lauri.
I'm so excited you're here. So please ask Lauri your question. I'd love for you to do that.
Okay. When I was a kid, my dad used to travel quite often. And every time he was gone, I would always have the same reoccurring dream. And it would start off with a black screen. And I would see a white dot at the bottom right-hand corner of this black. And then the white dot would slowly start to move up, and it would move so slow. And then it would move across, and then down, and then across again in a totally perfect square. But when it got back down to its original starting point, the only way to explain it is like in old cartoons, when two cartoon characters would fight, and there would be like that smoke and stuff flying all over the place. That's what I would see in that bottom right-hand corner where the dot started. And then it would stop. And it would be black. And then it would go again. And I would dream this over and over and over again all night.
And only when your father was out of town?
Only when he was out of town.
Okay. When he was out of the house, were things different in any way?
No, there was just my mom and I. I would sleep with my mom. No, there was never anything different. Things would carry on.
Okay. Were things better when he wasn't there?
No. Things would just be normal. It was just Dad. He would be away for work. I knew he was away for work. I knew he was okay. But nothing was ever different.
Okay. Were you scared when he was gone? Was your mom worried?
Not that I detected at all. No, I was never scared. Not that I know of.
Did you have anxiety about his, something going to happen to him while he's gone?
Not that I remember. No, this lasted up until I was about 10 years old.
Did your mom let you get away with a lot more when he wasn't there?
No. No.
Was she harder on you when he wasn't there?
Pardon me?
Was she harder on you when he wasn't there?
No.
I'm trying to make the connection, because if the dot goes up and across and comes back to the same place, so that seems like it's your brain, your subconscious trying to calm you about something and saying, he's going to come back, everything will be okay. But then there's like this fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and they were always good. Everything was always good there.
Was there any other kind of conflict going on at school or within yourself? A personal conflict?
No, that's why I thought it was so strange. There was never anything going on. Everything was always normal, but I'd always have this dream every time he was gone out of town for work.
Was it harder for you to go to sleep when he wasn't there?
Maybe because when I was little, I'd be in my mom's room, not my own bed, but to me, there was never anything that was wrong except for this dream.
And you didn't have any kind of personal anxiety or anything with yourself that what's the word I'm looking for? anything that like an attention deficit disorder or anything like that that would have been an issue?
No, no, I'm perfectly okay.
Okay,
I've always have been.
You've always been what?
I've always been perfectly okay, like with mental health and stuff like that. That's fine.
Okay, and health-wise,
Health,
physically?
yep. I was always.
So then what I want you to do, so that we don't spend all evening figuring this out, you need to reflect more on that something was different other than the fact that you were just sleeping in a different bed. Something was different about when your father wasn't there. Maybe there was an anxiety about him. Is he going to come back? Maybe someone told you a terrible story about their father leaving and never came back. Something was going on then, which you may not be able to remember right now, but if you reflect on it,
Yeah, because it started when I was very, very, very young. I know that. And it stopped when he stopped going away, like going out of town. And it was always for work. And I knew that because he worked for the electric company here. He worked for Ontario Hydro. So he was a journeyman, and he'd be gone. And
so I want you to also, as you reflect on that, how things may have been different psychologically, emotionally for you or your mom. Also, that conflict part that you described, the little fighting, the cartoon fighting, that's something else I want you to reflect on, because that's connected to something, some kind of inner conflict with you, or maybe conflict with your parents, if they ever fought and that was a big issue for you. Think about that as well. It may not be coming to you right now, but if you think about it, there's a reason you were getting that repetitive pattern, which tells me it's connected to some repetitive pattern of behavior that was going on. But it stopped, so you outgrew it. But think about it. It'll come to you.
Okay. I will think.
Okay. Whole dream.
It's a bizarre dream, and it happened for years and years and years.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being on, Dawn.
No problem.
You're so sweet. Have a really good evening.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
So here we are, Cutie Pie, and I'm telling you, there's so many questions coming in. We have a lot of viewers. We're at over 400 comments and questions just for you, Lauri. Oh. I know, so which is amazing. And yes, absolutely, Lauri is fantastic. And I know, and so many people are, so happy and excited. You should see all the questions, and people just interacting with Ashley Dawn, which is kind of cool. You know what I mean? But guys, let me see. Wouldn't share. So here's a really kind of interesting. So weirdest recurring dream where I'm in a black room sitting on a wooden chair choking on uncooked spaghetti noodles.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So what is that all about?
Okay, I'm going to read it real quick because there's interesting. Okay, weirdest recurring dream where I'm in a black room sitting on a wooden chair choking on uncooked spaghetti noodles. I keep frantically pulling them out, trying to be able to breathe, and they are like never-ending hard noodles. I wake up frightened but don't get it. Okay, again, it's recurring, so it's going to be connected to an ongoing issue, or my bet it's connected to a recurring behavior pattern. So again, we have a dream focusing on the throat, the mouth area, so it's going to be about communication. You're choking in a dream is usually because you're choking back words in real life. There's something you want to say, but you can't. For some reason, so your subconscious is equating that to choking, keeping it in your throat, not allowing it out. We have some clues that will tell us what this could be. Uncooked spaghetti noodles. Okay, noodles are very limber and wiggly, and so they will symbolize one's ability to, bend certain situations, be flexible. That's the word I'm looking for. Being flexible. Uncooked noodles are not. They're hard. So when you get this dream, I bet it's because either you or someone you deal with, a family member, a spouse, a coworker, a friend, is not being flexible, and it's causing a conflict, and you're not speaking up about it, which is why you're choking. So next time you get the dream, look at the day before. Was there a conflict with someone in your life where you or they were not being flexible enough and it was causing an issue? And so what do you take from the dream? Change that behavior. Speak up about it. Don't choke back your words. Not speaking up is like choking. You got to get it out of your throat. So when you change that behavior, speak up about it, the dreams will stop.
And they do stop, Lauri, because I've had that experience with you, and they do stop, which is amazing, because especially when they have such an effect. I mean, that waking up is scary, especially when you feel like you can't breathe and you're really feeling like you're going through that experience. You know, Tracy has an interesting question about tremors in sleep, which is kind of cool. I don't know what that would represent.
Tremors in your sleep.
Yeah, so, tremors, I guess.
I'm wondering if this is, I would like more detail on what she's asking, but like are you talking about when upon waking, you know, like you kind of vibrate?
Or she's talking about actual tremors in her sleep. So Tracy Lee Reed, if you can explain that. In the meantime, I am going to go grab somebody else to ask a few more questions. If you're joining us here, just to let you know, we have the wonderful Lauri Loewenberg, who's a dream expert, an amazing artist, pinup artist, and also the artist of my cards. Remember this guy here?
Oh, yes, the horse.
Yes, and the horse is what?
Horses in dreams are typically about your ability to be strong, to get back in the saddle when life knocks you down, and to venture forward regardless of your setback. And horses can also symbolize health, because we'll say, oh, he's healthy as a horse, you know, when someone's big and strapping and strong. So yeah, it's your strength.
You know, this is interesting because this is my strength card. And in most tarot cards, that kind of thing, they have the lion as strength, you know, that kind of thing. But I felt really, really strongly about the horse, because healthy as a horse, strong as a horse, you know, and the horse carries the weight of the world. And this, you know, these animals were so important, especially to my ancestors, you know, with farming and, you know, doing wood, you know, forestry, that kind of thing, way back when. You know, Amber has this really great question here, and I'm going to let you take the floor with this one for a second, because the thing is, it's again another falling dream, and I wonder if it's a lot like the waterfall dream that you had talked about.
Okay, so she says, I have a recurring dream where I am climbing up a sand mountain and I start to fall through it. It then zooms out. It's like I'm watching a video game and it says game over. Well, there's your message. I've had this dream since I was about 5. Any thoughts? Okay, so this dream probably comes up when you're dealing with a situation that feels like an uphill battle, and where and a sand mountain is weak and not very supportive, which is why you fall through it. So you may get this when you're dealing with something that feels like an uphill battle and you don't have any support around you. And you fall because you may be feeling very let down by the lack of support you're getting. Or maybe you're feeling like you're not strong enough for this uphill battle. And it says game over. Okay, that's an interesting thing to say. That this could be one of two things, and only you know for sure which would fit for you. Game over could be your subconscious telling you, this is over, just let it go and move on from it. But, I mean, what's your personality type? Are you, when you get in confrontations or situations with people, are you competitive? Do you feel like you have to win the argument? You have to be, you know, one up someone. So that could be your subconscious telling you, you know, game over, they won, which is not a good way to look at things, you know. You don't want to always feel like you're in competition. So next time you get the dream, look at what's going on in your life right now. Are you in a competitive situation, or are you feeling like this is too much for you to handle, no one's supporting you, and your dream's telling you just let it go, move on from it?
Yeah. And you know, yeah, and it's so true. And you know, Natasha just comments, because you just answered a question, and she says it makes perfect sense to her, and she had child regarding a mother, and then did notice I have it when my husband and I are on different pages, you know, and it's kind of interesting when you say that. And then Tracy writes back about the tremors here, and she seems to get a lot of tremors in my sleep, like having a bed shaking or ground shaking.
Huh.
Mm.
Okay. it could be, if you're not getting enough good sleep, you could be getting sleep paralysis, where you get stuck in that in-between state. You're awake and asleep at the same time. And it's a hallucinatory state. So you will have auditory and visual and physical hallucinations, and things can feel like your body's vibrating. It could be that, if that's the case and you don't get good sleep and you like wake up a lot throughout the night. But I don't know. I would also ask your doctor about it. It could be something else. There's certain, what do they call it? Sleep panic attacks is the thing. I hope that's not it, but ask your doctor as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and if it is the sleep paralysis and you're getting it a lot because you're not getting enough good sleep, you got to talk to your doctor about how you can get better sleep, because good sleep is the key to health in every area of your life. Physical health, emotional health, healthy relationships. Good sleep is the key to everything.
It is, because when you sleep well, you just have a much better life. This is so funny. This is a shitty comment here. Literally.
A recurring dream of crap-full toilets. I'm looking for a bathroom to use. Okay. This is actually a pretty common recurring dream, especially for us ladies. And this is connected to a recurring behavior pattern. I know, because I get it. Toilets and bathrooms, and toilets in particular in a dream, symbolize your ability to flush away, relieve yourself, get rid of negativity, frustration, anger, crap that you're dealing with and that you don't need in your psyche. So if you get this dream a lot where you can't use the toilet because it's broken or it's clogged or full of crap, or a public bathroom and you can't use it because there's no stalls and people are watching, there's all kinds of scenarios that happen in this dream. It's because your subconscious is trying to show you are not allowing yourself the relief you need from this frustration or this anger or whatever. You aren't finding a good, healthy way to get rid of the crap in your life. And this could be anything from speaking up, handling the situation, taking a good kickboxing class to get that angst out, And so the dream will keep coming back because this is a recurring behavior of holding it in rather than letting it out. So picture your psyche as that gross toilet. That's what your psyche looks like when you don't let it out, when you hold it in. You got to get the crap out of your head too.
Yeah, and it's so true, and there's so many great questions. I'm telling you, I can go on and on and on, but you're right. I mean, I used to dream that I would step in dog shit. I hate to say it like that, but that's what it is. And someone told me that it was like good luck. And I'm thinking, okay, I want to dream it through. But I'm thinking, maybe they just were trying to appease me. I don't know, but.
Well, let me embellish on that a bit. Every little specific, every little detail in a dream has meaning and is important. So there's a reason it's dog crap as opposed to horse crap.
Yes.
The dog would tell you that you're dealing with a crappy situation as far as a relationship is concerned. Friends or a significant other. Someone where there should be loyalty and friendship, which is what dogs symbolize. Instead, it's a crappy situation at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's so many questions that we can ask about the dream world. I mean, I could go on and on and on. A lot of people are asking about loved ones in dreams, and I know that I tell people a lot that when their loved ones come, I always tell them it's a visit, because for me, that's my experience. And, there's some people that say, it feels so real. I know I used to dream after my father died, I used to dream that I'd take him in a coffin and stick him at the top of the closet and then close the door. And I know it's because I didn't want to face his death, is what it was. I was locking things up in the closet. And I had figured that one out, but it was very clear to me. But I just couldn't get rid of the dream, But a lot of people, and they wouldn't know if the crap is crap. That's true. But especially dreaming of loved ones, And so it's interesting because I always tell people that, but I always believe that the dream world's the gateway to the other side because of that consciousness. You know, we're always in a moment when we're dead, that kind of thing. And we do different jobs, but it's interesting that so many people dream of their loved ones. Or I know that I had a dream the day before my mother died that she came to say goodbye to me and she wasn't dead yet. But I do believe in what I do, that the soul could separate itself to come say goodbye before it leaves. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. Now, can I embarrass you with just one word? Dreaming of this.
Oh, penises.
Yay. What's that?
Embarrassing at all.
No. Well, it's just, something, well, I didn't want to put you, Johnny, on the spot. But the thing is, people do dream of these types of things and body parts and
our dreams can make us wonder if we're sick freaks,
Yeah, it can.
But remember, dreams are symbolic. So to dream of a penis isn't necessarily about the actual appendage. It's symbolic of male energy, male assertive energy. So, a lot of women will dream they have a penis. So ask yourself, are you being very assertive right now? Are you being firm and standing up for what you need to? And alternatively, the vagina in a dream is about female, sensitive, nurturing, creative energy or qualities. So a vagina in a dream would be about the need to be creative, the need to be more nurturing, more sensitive to those around you. So it's not about the body part, but what the body part represents.
So that is interesting. Lauri, this has been so amazing having you on. I've been wanting to have you on, and I know that I'm going to be releasing these cards in the fall, so I'm really super excited about them. And of course, I thank you so much for the artwork on these. And we worked quite a bit on these, but they're just absolutely beautiful, and I'm anxious to get them out. But tell us a little bit about your pinup art and what you're offering right now. I know that you have so many clients and your time frames and different things, and just a little bit about your dream readings as well before we close off here.
Okay, well, in addition to being a dream expert, I'm also a pinup artist, and I do personalized pinups. So that means I can paint or draw you as a gorgeous pinup girl. It can be retro, it can be modern. It's a wonderful way to immortalize your inner bombshell. It's a great gift, ladies, to give to the man you love, or just to give to yourself to remind you that you are a gorgeous, beautiful creature. And you can go to my site, youasapinup.com, youasapinup.com, and check out pricing and all the other pinups I've done. And yeah, there's one right there.
That's beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
We can put you any pose you want, any theme. We can have a lot of fun with it. Great personalized gifts for yourself or the man you love or the woman you love. And also I do dream readings where it's kind of like what we did here today, but I get really in depth and we'll have a really good conversation and we'll talk about every part of your dream and get to why you had it, what caused it, what it means, and the advice, the warning, the information, the answer that it's giving you for your life right now. And it's fun. It's actually really fun to have a dream reading. And you can go to Lauri. Actually, you know what you should do? Just go to thedreamzone.com. That's where everything I do is. So just remember the Twilight Zone, thedreamzone.com. And it's all there.
There we go. Thedreamzone.com.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you so much, Lauri Loewenberg. I just love you to bits. I can't wait to go visit you.
Yes, you need to come to sunny, beautiful Florida.
I do. I think I'm going to take Lorelei with me. We've been wanting to go see you, the three amigos. Oh my God.
You'll have so much fun.
I know. I can't wait. And we got to go to Tennessee together. Remember we talked about that.
Yes, we do.
Oh, you're so sweet. Lauri, thank you so much for your time today. You're just amazing, and you're doing so many great things. And, people look her up because really the dream reading is really worth it. And I'm getting a pinup, so you guys will be able to see it, but I'm excited. But I'm just choosing what kind of body I want.
I can give you any body you want. I am your cosmetic surgeon and your Photoshop artist.
Oh, thank you, darling. I can't wait. But thank you so much, Lauri, for being a guest here today. Really appreciate you. And to everybody out there who have come out here to, visit with Lauri, thank you so much. And we're going to be on again next Tuesday. So thank you, Lauri.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone. I had a great time talking with you all. I hope you learned something new about yourself and how powerful your dreams are.
Well, thank you so much, Lauri. And beautiful evening.
Mwah, sweet dreams.
Love you, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody, thank you so much for coming out here to Just Ask Jay today. And I'm going to be taking readings next Tuesday. I'm so excited. And there's so many things going on. But guys, if you want, I'm doing group sessions, just to let you know, taking requests for groups here in Sudbury. And I'm available for telephone, webcam, or in-person sessions here in the Sudbury area. I love you guys all so much. And I hope that you enjoyed my beautiful friend, Lauri. I'm going to try to have other great guests on as we go along, but we'll definitely be seeing you again soon. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.